Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Naomi, and today I have something really fantastic for you. I have what I like to call my hips greatest hits. So what you're going to see in this video, in this class, are a bunch of my favorite hips focused poses and exercises all in one place. Because over the summer, I recorded a really fantastic hips focused class in my online studio, Move with Naomi. And when I looked back at it, I thought, wow, this is kind of all of the stuff that I love to do for hips. In particular, hips mobility. It includes a little bit of standing up from the ground without using your hands. So there's that skill in there too. So shall we just dive in and give your hips some love? Let's go, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, come to sit. Okay, drop your knees over to the right, and then take them back up and over to the left. Now you can, as always, you could have your hands on the ground behind you if you want, as you move your knees, really your thighs from one side to the other. Having your hands away from the floor gives you a little bit more movement specific to your hips. Okay, and then one more time to the left. Come back to the right, land on the right. Okay, lean into your right hand just a little bit. So up on your fingertips, leaning to the right. Take your left knee up towards your right knee, and then extend your left leg back and reach your left arm out. So it's a cross body extension, yeah. Okay, then bring it back in, left knee to right knee. Elbow can come back towards your hip, and then extend. Left leg out, left arm reaches out. A cross body extension. Pull in, tuck in, and then extend out. Pull in, tuck in, and then extend out. Okay, last time. Pull in, tuck in, and then bring your leg back into where you started, right? The staggered knees for the windshield wipers. And take your knees up and over to the left. Yep. And we're just going to go to the other side. So you can lean lightly into your left hand. Right knee towards your left knee. Okay. Then as you extend your right leg back, reach your right arm out. Okay. Right knee comes in, right elbow comes back, and then reach your right leg back, right arm out. Okay. Just a few more times. Right knee in towards your left knee, and then extend, cross body extension. Right knee in toward left knee. Yep. And then cross body extension. Last time, right knee in. And then right leg out, right arm out, cross body extension. And then bring your right knee back in. I think I ended it differently on the first side. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Take your knees up and over to the right again. Okay, then take your left leg and step it over your right leg. So left foot is going to come in front of your right shin. Okay, and then take it back. Okay, so you're at the windshield wiper place again. Left foot in front of your right shin, and then step it back, or slide it back. Left foot in front of your right shin, slide it back. Left foot in front of your right shin, and then slide it back. Okay, one more time. Left foot in front of your right shin, and now, so you've got like ankle towards shin, you can lift your hips up, yup, step your left foot up, okay, you don't have to come up to stand, we're not doing all of that yet, and then take hips back down, slide your left knee back, and then we'll go to the other side, okay, so knees go up, over to the left, right leg, so you're going to step right foot in front of your left shin, okay, closer towards your ankle, and then slide your knee back to that windshield wiper place. Okay, right foot in front of your left shin, and then slide right knee back. Right foot in front of left shin, and then slide your right knee back. Right foot, woo, in front of left shin, and then slide your right leg back. Last time. Right foot in front of left shin. And again, you got your crossed ankles here. You can use your hands on the floor if you need to. That is fine. Okay. Otherwise, shift forward, hips go back. Turn your left foot back. Step your right foot up a bit. Okay. And then in order to come back down, because we're not coming all the way up to stand, slide your left foot slightly to the right, so your shin's at an angle. Scoot your right foot closer towards your left ankle and sit all the way down. Okay, and then take your right knee back. Yeah! And that's it. No, that's... Okay, take your knees up and over to the right again. Okay, now this time, extend your left leg out. Okay, so now you're in Janu Shirshasana. Okay, now your legs might not be perfectly in Janu Shirshasana, meaning your right heel might be a little bit forward of your hip. You could bring it in if you want. You keep it a little bit forward too. It doesn't really matter that much. Walk your hands out in front of you, not very far. I know we're still warming up. Okay, and then lift your hips up away from the floor. Now, you can have, as you do this, your left foot fully on the floor or ball of your left foot up. Okay, that's up to you. But now from here, I want you to lower your hips back toward the ground and then come on back up. Yeah. Lower your hips back toward the ground and then come on back up for your close-up. That's... Lower your hips back toward the ground. Now see if you can do it without your hands or maybe with just one hand. Hips go up. Yeah, that's good. And then hips go down. Okay, hips go up. Woo! And then hips go down. Only one more. It's hard for me too. Okay, hips go up. So your thighs go back, butt goes back, up. Okay, and then all the way back down. Woo! And then we'll just switch legs. So take right leg out, left leg in. Okay, you can adjust and pull your left foot closer in if you want, but you don't have to. You can have your foot a little bit further forward and that's fine. Okay, for the first few, use your hands on the floor to get that movement pattern. Okay, so you can walk your hands out slightly. As you lean forward, right, your hips will lift and you can walk into it a little bit so your hips come up. Ball of your right foot might be up. Toes might be down, pointing forward. That's really up to comfort level of your ankle. And then lower back down. And as you lower back down, your hips are going way back to come back down, chest is forward. Okay, hips up. You can lean into your hands. Hips go back down. Good. Hips go up. And then hips go down. Now, you can try without using your hands or just using one hand, right? So lean forward. Hips go up, and hips go down. Ooh, that's good. Hips go up, and hips go back and down. Okay, last one. Hips go up, woo. Hips go down, and then just stretch your left leg out and give your legs a little wiggle. That was a lot. That was great, though. You did great. You know, and for what it's worth, I find that challenging too. Like that, the lifting of the hips, I think is challenging, but it's also, you know, in a lot of ways, like what we're aiming for in terms of the movement that we're after today. So I wanted to get that clear now as much as possible so that it feels less impossible later. Is the general idea. Okay. So come onto your hands and knees, coming into table pose. If you want more cushion underneath your knees, please grab a blanket for a little bit more support. My knees really like the support here, so I'm going to grab a blanket. And in fact, because of what we're going to do, I'm going to open my blanket up just a little bit so that so it's a little easier to move, but that's just for me, okay? Now, here's what you're going to do, okay? What you're going to do is you slide your left knee forward towards your left wrist, and then take your left knee around your right knee. Okay, left knee around your right knee, in front. Yeah, so in front of your right knee. Yeah, better instruction on my part. Okay. Separate your feet slightly. Send your hips back as though you were going to sit. You are not. Okay, and shift forward again. Okay, send your hips back as though you were going to sit. And then hips forward again. Okay, a few more times. Hips go back. Your knees will lift, particularly your left knee, and forward again. Hips go back, and forward again. Okay, now take your right knee out from behind your left knee, circle it around in front of your left knee. Okay, and now your right knee is in front of left knee. Hips go back and forward again. Hips go back and forward again. Okay, a few more times. Hips go back, forward again. Hips go back, forward again. One more time. Hips go back, forward again. And now you're going to do a little bit of this, knee to knee walking. Okay, so take your left knee, slide it out and around and in front of your right knee. So left knee in front of right. And then take your right knee out from behind, out to the right, circle it in front of your left knee. And just repeat until you get to the edge of your mat. Okay, so right knee circling in front of left. Left knee circling in front of right. Okay? And when you get to a place where you can't move anymore, like you can no longer go forward, which is pretty much where I am now, you can go backwards. Okay? Walking backwards. Until you pretty much get back to where you started. Okay? And then one more time, take your left knee in front of your right knee. Okay, you don't have to sit all the way down, but what I want you to do, left knee is on top of right knee. You're going to turn towards your left leg, step onto your left leg so you pivot into a short lunge, facing the opposite direction. Left knee is up. Yeah, there you go. That's excellent. And now pivot all the way back to where you started. Yeah, it's awkward, I know. And then do the other legs. You're going to take your right knee in front of left knee. Okay, now the key here, right, is you have to turn towards your right leg. It's the leg that's on top. So you have to turn towards your right foot. You spin and pivot into this short lunge with your right leg forward. Yeah, there you go. Okay, and then come back to where you started. You come back to where you started. Okay, and then one more time, left knee in front of right. This time, see if you can sit all the way back, but left foot can be on the floor like a twist. So instead of having knee on top of knee, because I know it's like very early to be like, let's do Gomukhasana just for fun, So you've got left foot on the floor, and if your left foot doesn't cross all the way over, it might be in front of your right knee. It might be in front of your shin. It doesn't really matter so much, okay? But you've got left leg on top and in front. Okay, now again, you can use your hands as you turn towards your left foot. That's the leg that's on top. Or you can try to do it without your hands. Okay? So you have to turn towards your left leg. Yes. And then spin. Yeah, so left leg is forward. Yes, exactly. Okay? And then you're going to go back. So you're turning you can think of it like turning to the left as you lower down, right? To come back to where you started. Yes. Okay. And then switch your legs. Okay, so right leg goes over left leg. And again, you might find that your right foot does not come all the way in front of your left thigh for any number of reasons. It might be in front of your shin. Okay, that's all fine. And it also might be like, I've got one hand, okay, like one hand or even like your thumb, whatever it is helping as you turn toward your right foot, which is to the left, okay? So you're turning towards your right foot, and then you step your right foot forward. You're in that lunge. Yeah, there you go. And then again, you're turning towards your right leg, but this time you're turning to the right to come all the way back down to sit. Yes! Okay, uncross your legs. Let's take a little break from that. That was fantastic, by the way. Okay. This is like, that's the primary method of how we're going to get up from the ground without using our hands. And I'm using quotation marks because, like, I fully expect that, like, you're going to need a hand on the ground at some point. Okay? Even when I do it, a lot of the time I have a hand on the ground, and I'm fine with that. Like, this is for fun. This is for play. Like, it's not for points, you know? And I'll take this like little miniature pause from all of the really intense hip work that we've been doing for the past, I don't know, like 20 minutes. We'll take like a little pause to say that, like, and I said this in the last class that I was teaching too, that somebody commented on my popular video on YouTube, and it's my stand up from the ground without using your hands video, right? And you know what they say on this video is, oh, well, you know, this is great and all, your instruction's good, but you lose points every time you put your knee on the ground. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm not after points. Like, I'm after the skills. Like, I'm not doing it for gold stars. Like, I'm doing it for hip mobility and leg strength and ankle mobility. So, like, yeah, I understand that, like, you know, having my knee, you know, like lifting up and having my knee down, like that changes it for sure, versus like crossed legs, you know, and like, you know, coming up to stand, whoo, right? Like with ankles crossed. It's a different thing. I recognize that. But I also think there's value in this, right? Which is what we're doing. You know, I think there's a lot of value to that. So like, points or not, you know, I'm interested in the tools that get us there, right? So anyway, thanks for humoring me on that little break. Let's stretch our quads. So come on back to your mat if you came off of it like I did. I don't know why you would have. Step your right leg forward into a lunge. Okay, right leg forward into a lunge. And reach for your left foot with your left hand. Or quad stretch. Ah. Hello, quadriceps muscles. Whew. Now you might find, and what I am feeling here is a big arch through my low back, which doesn't feel good for me. So if you are feeling that also and you want less, try to come to a more neutral pelvis, which means you might lose your foot, right? Like you might temporarily lose the grip. Yeah, that's it. Good. But it's going to give you a lot more work through your thigh, which is what we're after. And then you can lunge further forward. Oh, that's fun. Okay, and then release your left foot. Lift your left knee up, warrior two. Okay, and then rotate your right foot in, right knee down, quad stretch, second side. And we're just adding in that little mobility there because so much of what we're doing today is that mobility, so we might as well. Just, you know. Meanwhile, while we're hanging out here in this quad stretch, you know, aiming for neutral pelvis and all of that, I'm watching my, you know, almost 3-year-old walk around the house carrying a container of mushrooms. Who knows why? Who knows why? She doesn't even eat mushrooms, but she's got like the mushrooms in her hand and she's like carrying them around. All right, release your right foot. Who knows why? And then come on up. Woo, warrior two. Ah, the life of a parent. Okay, let's do both sides again. So rotate your left foot in, right foot out, left knee down. This time, twisted quad stretch. So left hand down, reach for your left foot with your right hand. And then release your left foot. Come on up. Warrior two. And then turn right foot in, left foot out, right knee down and hand. Reach for your right foot with your left hand. Oh yeah. And, as with all quad stretches, you want to avoid being directly on your kneecap for all kinds of reasons. Mostly because it's uncomfortable, but also because you get a little bit less of a good stretch through your right thigh. Okay, and then release your right foot. Back up to warrior two one final time. And then straighten your left leg. Turn your left foot in. Heel toe your feet toward one another. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. I hope that you really enjoyed that class. I know that it's a lot longer than what I usually share on this channel, but it felt really important to give you just as much goodness for your hips as possible, particularly as we head into the end of the year, as we go deeper into the holiday season, and as we head even more deeply into winter, if you're watching this when it first comes out, because, what we need more of right now is just more movement, more attention to ourselves, more grounding. And for me personally, I find that hips-focused classes and hips-focused poses really give that to me in the best way. And I really hope that this did that for you. Now, if you really enjoyed this class, you can find the full practice in my online studio, Move with Naomi. This is one of the few 60-minute classes that I lead. I lead them live once a month on the third Saturday of every month. So I only do 12 of them a year. So they're really special, and it gives me a lot of time to dive even more deeply into, the poses and the practice than I often do, because usually my classes are 30 minutes long or 15 minutes long or even 8 minutes long. So these 60-minute classes are a treat. So even though this was just a little bit of a taste of it, you can always check out those full-length classes if you are a member of Move with Naomi or Move 15. So no matter where you choose to practice with me, I am so grateful for you. I hope that your hips feel really fantastic. And as always, thank you for spending time in the mat with me. I'll see you again soon. Bye.